Hi, my name is Heather Vahid Hardy, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
This is Amanda the Real Deal Serrano, and you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
Hi, I'm Courtney. And I'm Janita. And you're watching Blue Blood Sports TV.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, former pound-for-pound king, undefeated, S.O.G, son of God, Andre S.O.G Ward, gives his thoughts on 4-division Mexican superstar boxer SAUL Canelo Alvarez, who's currently the super middleweight world champion, 168-pound world champion. You had Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, legendary boxer, Hall of Famer in his own right, turned CEO and promoter of Golden Boy Promotions, saying that he feels his fighter, Saul Canelo Alvarez, and Andre S.O.G Ward, should Ward come out of retirement, would be a great fight. Andre Ward was on Max Kellerman's show, did an interview with Max Kellerman, in which Andre Ward had this to say, quote, he said, Canelo Alvarez has been strategically picking his opponents throughout his career. And when he did step up in the competition with the likes of a Floyd Mayweather, he lost. He says everybody else has not been in their prime. And when he did fight guys in their prime, they were very, very close fights and could have gone in the opposite direction of victory for Canelo Alvarez. Meaning his opponents, Erislandy Lara, could have got the fight, could have won the fight, right? Very close fight. And everybody else he beat was far out their prime. So he said, let's be honest. He's been strategically picking his opponents throughout his career. We know this to be true. And he says, I would love to see him face a Billy Joe Saunders who's not going to take a step back, not be afraid of him, not be hesitant, and is a slick southpaw boxer. He also said, I would like to see him face Caleb Smith because he's been campaigning and making his noise within the division and calling for a big fight in his own right. But he says, I would love to see how Canelo Alvarez fares with those guys. Obviously, end quote. So obviously, Sergey Kovalev, Crusher Kovalev, was far past his prime. Andre Ward had already defeated him twice. And so since Canelo Alvarez recently defeated Sergey Kovalev, everybody's been comparing Andre Ward to Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez knocked Sergey Kovalev out, but Sergey Kovalev was nowhere near the fighter that Andre Ward fought. Andre Ward fought him when he was undefeated, beat him the first time on decision. Second time, he stopped him via to the body. Canelo Alvarez got a knockout. He knocked him out up top. And Canelo and Sergey Kovalev just didn't look himself. He wasn't letting his jab go. He wasn't asserting himself. He didn't seem to throw anything with conviction. He just didn't seem to have it. So I know Andre Ward is feeling slighted when being compared to Canelo Alvarez. As far as his fights with Sergey Kovalev, two different beasts, two different animals that they dealt with. Yes, Canelo Alvarez did go up 154, 160, 168, and 175. So he's a 4-division world champion. Last fight, defeating Kovalev for his WBA title. So, but with that said, there are better fighters at 175 at light heavyweight. You have Arthur Beterbiev, Dmitry Bivol. There are tons of other fighters at light heavyweight that are better than Sergey Kovalev. One could argue if any of those other fighters and champions in the division got a hold of Sergey Kovalev, they would have knocked him out earlier. Canelo Alvarez did struggle with Kovalev early in the fight, and he was far past his prime. Then Canelo Alvarez defeated Rocky Fielding for a 168-pound title, and he wasn't even a legit champion. There's 168-pound champions at 168. There's Caleb Plant. There's David Benavidez. There was Anthony Durrell at the time. So there's tons of other champions at 168 that are far better than Rocky Fielding. Actually, it's not even close. And then at 160, you have Jamal Charlo, who's undefeated, and you also have Dimitri Andrade, who's undefeated. Demetrius Andrade. And yet Canelo Alvarez doesn't face these type of opponents. So I have to agree with Andre Ward when he says Canelo Alvarez is cherry picking basically his way through boxing. And he's strategically strategizing to make himself look greater than he truly is, because the opponents don't put up the necessary fight or 50-50 fights to say otherwise. Yes, Canelo Alvarez is good. Yes, Canelo Alvarez has skill set. Yes, he's dedicated to the sport, but he hasn't been tested. And when he has been tested with Floyd Mayweather, he lost by a landslide. But everybody had an excuse in saying that Floyd Mayweather was just too experienced and Canelo Alvarez was just too green. But prior to that, they were saying that Canelo Alvarez had Floyd scared, and Floyd Mayweather was scared to take the fight. But when he took the fight, there were tons of excuses. There was the excuse of, it was a catch weight of 152 and not the full 154-pound limit. And then Canelo Alvarez faces other guys, and they're not at their full limit. He made up his own weight for quite some time at 155. It wasn't even a real weight. It's not even a weight class. But not to take anything from Canelo Alvarez, I agree with Andre Ward wholeheartedly. And if they did ever fight, even after Andre Ward had this long layoff, he had injuries to his knees. He had surgery to his knees. He had injuries that forced Andre Ward out of the sport early in his career. But nonetheless, if Andre Ward came back right now, he would be a favorite, definitely in my eyes, to beat Canelo Alvarez. And I don't think it would be close. I think Andre Ward, like Floyd Mayweather, will beat Canelo Alvarez every single round of the fight, even after coming off of this layoff. Andre Ward fought much tougher, stiffer competition. Super 6 tournament, Chad Dawson, Sergey Kovalev in his prime, Sullivan Barrera in his prime. It's not even close. So let's see how this all plays out. But Canelo Alvarez has some stiff competition out there, and let's see if he actually takes on that stiff competition. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed? Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. You already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Hey, this is Jasmine. Thank you for watching Blue Blood Sports TV. Hola, soy Jasmine. Gracias por ver Sangre Azul Deportes TV. Gracias.